Yo, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy Wolf Nara here, back to bring you another video. So I do want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. This is something One Piece related. It's about the inheritance of Haki. Yes, nigga, the inheritance of Haki. And so we do know this is possible based off the statement that Kaido said in the official translation for One Piece 987 after the scabbards pierced him. He's asked them like, oh wait, do these niggas get Oden Haki? So, do they have Oden's Ryo? So, that got me thinking. Armament Hockey can get passed down. So, he asked if they have Oden's Haki itself, but not the same level of Haki as Oden. Basically saying, did they inherit Oden's Haki? And so that really got me thinking, like, is it possible to inherit Haki in the world of One Piece? We do know that everyone does have Haki, and I'm deducing that it's based off the fact that everybody has a soul. So everybody has the ability, including animals and shit, to have Haki. So one reason I kind of just don't want to really throw the statement of, do they have Oden's Ryo? Was because of the fact that Kaido has to have some type of knowledge. He was part of the Rock Pirates, so he was part of pirates that was pretty much pre-Gold Roger era, and we only got the end of the Gold Roger era, and little tidbits like the Oden situation, their class with Ryberry, etc. But it made me realize maybe it can be transferred down, and Oda has actually already gave us a couple of points in the story that could be the case. So for example, what Haki can be transferred. So for observation Haki, I actually put the voice of all things. And the reason I put the voice of all things being passed down is because not everybody can hear the voice of all things. It is specific traits, like for example, Momonosuke being able to hear Zunisha, but Shirahoshi being able to hear the Sea Kings, while Luffy himself is able to hear all of them. However, he can't command Zunisha because that's an ancient pact thing. He was able to communicate with the Sea Kings. However, it wasn't to the point where he would command them because, again, that was passed down through the weapons. However, he is still able to talk to them. So who given him this exact power? What was this power exactly passed down from? In which I'm actually going to theorize that later on. And so let's talk about Zunisha and Momo interaction first, since we are talking about the voice of all things. So with Zunisha and Momo interaction, Momo didn't know what the fuck was going on, nigga. Momo was like, nigga, who the fuck is this voice, nigga? He like, nigga, just tell me to do it, nigga. Just tell me to shoot, G, and I'll shoot, nigga. And Momo like, alright, okay, but I don't know who you is. So Zunisha pretty much was like a it was like a servitude type of thing where Luffy was just kind of confused when he talked to Zunisha. He was just like, who the fuck are you? And Zunisha just kept talking, but he was pretty much completely ignoring Luffy while he was talking, or while she was talking. Is Zunisha a boy or girl? Nigga, that's the question. Is Zunisha a boy or girl? But she pretty much ignored Luffy while I was talking about only responding to Momonosuke, but we did see that they understood what Luffy was saying. So the next thing, Ryo. When Rayleigh pretty much did the explanation for Haki itself, he just said that that Armament Hockey is just like armor. So you have two stages of Armament Hockey. You have the initial stage where you're able to activate it, which is like the beginning stage, able to coat your skin in the Haki. And then you have the second, which is more external, which is basically coating the Haki around the outer layer of your skin, basically providing you with that invisible armor that Rayleigh said. So basically, level 1 is the ultimate spear, while level 2 would be the ultimate shield in the case of Ryo. So now, my question is, well, I would be capable of holding Ryo. So the first thing I got was Zoro Saidai Kentetsu, I think that's what it's called. That's the sword he got from the, I forget his name. Matsu, something like that. The sword's been in a long time when Zoro had to find the sword. It was saying that the sword was cutting anybody that tried to hold it and shit, basically indicating that the sword was cursed. So with the sword being cursed, that just basically means it has a negative spirit inside of it, in a sense. Typically that's what curses are, just like negative spirits. Maybe it's just me reading too much Jujutsu Kaisen, but anyway, that's besides the fact. Now, with the curses, that's just basically saying somebody's will inside the sword. Well, somebody's will was embedded inside of the sword. So now, with that being said, it could also be said that that person's will was passed down through the sword. So it was passed down from a person to an inanimate object. How the fuck do you make a black blade? I was thinking that a black blade could be created by embedding your sword with Ryo. But if Ryo was only needed just to make black blades, we would have a lot more black blade users in the One Piece world. But the fact that we don't, it may allude to the fact that it has to do with also embedding your spirit itself and overtaking the spirit of that object. Just like, for example, King's Haki. That's pretty much what King's Haki does, just a clash of spirits. What will is going to overtake another person's will. So, let me see. Okay. So now, in regards to how Kinemon and the other 8 scabbards pretty much damaged Kaido in the chapter. And so they was like, what? When he asked the question, why the fuck do they have Oden's Ryo? We do know for a fact it could be possible. And the reason I said it could be possible, and that's due to the fact that the very clothes and weapons that they have was given to them by Oden's father, specifically so they won't embarrass Oden, so they can serve Oden as noble samurai. He gave them education, he gave them clothing, he gave them money, he gave them shit like that. So, well, he gave them money to buy clothes, and then he gave them weapons. So those weapons itself was just a connection to Oden. You feel me? So now, with that being said, nigga, it would make sense after everything they did, but after everything they've been through, especially after the boiling pot situation, after Oden trusted his dreams to the scabbards, that the Ryo itself could potentially be passed down. At that point, the scabbards' will was broken while they was pretty much while Oden was inside the boiling pot and them niggas was on top of the goddamn wooden stand. But anyway, the scabbards' will was completely broken at the time. Oden was the only one who had a will. We do know Oden had King's Haki, so you could say that he passed on his will through King's Haki when they didn't have any will. That's pretty much forcing them to have a remnant of Oden's Haki inside of their spirits, just off of that one intense situation where they say that Haki blooms. So after Kaido asks if they had that Ryo, you can pretty much infer that Haki can be transferred over. And so now the next question is, can King's Haki be inherited? We do typically see the Gold Roger silhouette around Luffy whenever he says something that is pivotal to the story in regards to his personal character that Oda wants to spotlight in that specific point in time. When Kaido said that Oden's Ryo can be passed down, I'm like, okay, so can King's Haki be passed down? Is that the way he initially passed down the Ryo? Could that be a possibility? Because we do know that Oden did have King's Haki, and so we don't have any advanced stages for King's Haki or anything like that of that nature right now. However, we could still speculate that we could possibly have it, and that's because of Goldie, Roger, and Zebek. See, yeah, Zebek. That's why Blackbeard has the will of D as well, or he's a D as well, and also Zebek was a D, but they have conflicting sides or opposing views of the world than one like Roger and Luffy does. So could it be a particular item that passes down that will, like for example Luffy straw hat? Because we did see that Imu-sama in Merujuas, you feel me, he had a giant straw hat away from everybody in pretty much a freezer. Why would you need to put an inanimate object in the freezer? We do see on Amazon lately that they can pretty much put their Haki into inanimate objects with the bows and arrows, you feel me? However, why can't they do it with the King's Haki? Is it possible to pass down the will? You see that Luffy does have the will to become king of the pirates now, you feel me? But he didn't really necessarily get that dream until after he got the straw hat. He just wanted to be a great man and fight Shanks' crew as a pirate. And so that's one reason why I definitely want to kind of bring this up. Do you guys think that Haki can be inherited from one person to another person through their will? Is that possible? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know this is not going to be like a super duper like out there theory. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is not going to like the fact that I believe that Haki is a chance that Haki could be inherited. But well, the story of One Piece goes. But anyways, being your boy Wolf Nara, like, comment, subscribe.